Hello and good morning friends, welcome to CEC EduSet live lecture. Dear friends, in this session today we are going to talk on a very interesting topic, and the topic is woven saris of India, and for this we have again with us in our studios Dr. Nilima Asthana. Dr. Asthana is assistant professor in Lady Irwin College. So when we talk about saris, lots of saris appears into our mind, but what are the woven saris? For this we would like to take madam's experience into account, and the way she is going to explain this particular topic with ample of examples, with ample of pictures. I hope that this lecture is going to be very, very interesting. So welcome to the EduSet lecture, ma'am.
Thank you.
And as the topic itself suggests, woven saris. Basically when saris appears to our mind, lots of images comes in our mind, but what basically are the woven saris?
Yeah, actually woven saris in India has a very old tradition of this particular dress, and there are variety of saris, and woven sari is very typical and very traditional and very specific, you can say, as a dress. So I will discuss with you sari in general and woven saris in specific of India. Actually, sari is a dress which is very much prevalent in this region, that is India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal and Sri Lanka. The sari is the Indian female garment. Saris come in all shapes and size, from textured hand woven fabrics created in remote mountain areas to sheer luxurious silk ones exclusively royal. Even today, after 2 centuries of disruptions caused by colonialism and industrialization, a multiplicity of traditional sari still exists, created in a wide range of fabric and design, reflecting the subcontinent's great cultural diversity. As we come across various different saris, and these days it is the days are of fashion is very prevalent, and everyone wants to be look fashionable, and as sari is a traditional dress, there are so many innovations taking place in this particular dress also, and this particular dress is common, you can say very common dress of this region. Then what is a sari? As you all know, and it is quite, you all are quite familiar with this, sari or sharis, people speak differently. A South Asian female garment that consists of a drape varying from 5 to 9 yards, 4.57 meters to 8.3 meters in length, and 2 to 4 feet in breadth, that is 60 centimeter to 1.20 meter. And that is typically wrapped around the waist with one end draped over the shoulder, barring the midriff. So it is a long continuous fabric which is draped in a particular fashion, and you also know about the different draping style of this particular dress also. For example, sometimes people drape the open end on left shoulder, sometimes on right shoulder, sometimes like in Maharashtra and South India, and in West Bengal, they wear it very differently. So sari is a dress which could be very fashionable, very traditional, and in Indian weddings this particular dress is very much common. The sari is associated with grace and widely regarded as symbol of Indian, Pakistani, Nepalese, Bangladeshi and Sri Lankan culture. India's saris evolved out of complex physical, historical and cultural environment that differs from region to region and community to community. The sari lovers always go and buy the saris of different region. For example, Patola of Gujarat, then Patola or Pochampalli of South India, Banarsi sari, Banarsi brocade sari, the lovers of sari, they try to select sari from different regions, and these days you will find these different saris at one good shop also. So it differs from culture to culture and community to community, and it also depends on the taste and the functionality of sari. For example, these days synthetic saris are also very much in market, which are given a very good look, very natural look, and these synthetic saris are very easy to handle, manage, and people prefer who usually regularly wear this dress prefer this kind of saris also. But if you see the traditionally, or while you talk about fashion, the natural fabrics are very much in demand while we select a sari, maybe silk sari or cotton sari, because the draping matters a lot, and silk sari and cotton saris, they drape very well, though synthetic saris also drape very well, but the charm of pure and natural fiber is very different and very unique. You can see the different types of saris and the style of wearing also very unique. Some it is Sida Pallu or Ulta Pallu or Bengali style. So the beauty of Pallu is ladies usually they want to show the Pallu, and they always try to drape the sari in a way so that they can easily show the Pallu of the sari. These days Pallu and blouse, they always come similar with. So the sari is usually worn over a petticoat called parkar. In Marathi it is called as lehenga. In Tamil it is called as pavadai or pavada. In Malayalam, Kannada and Telugu it is pavada. In West India it is known as chaniyo, parkar, ghagra or ghagru. In some regions of our country it is also known as saya or shaya, basically in eastern India, Bengal, Bihar, Odisha, and it comes with a fitted or separated upper garment commonly called as blouse, and ravika in the south and choli elsewhere. Now I will actually, as I told you in my earlier, that there are different types of saris available in different regions of India, although they are these days people used to, for example, South Indians try to follow the North Indian pattern, or they want to manufacture saris of South India so that people of North India also like those saris. So when we talk about fashion, everything is you can say it comes in a combination. But if we talk about sari specifically, it is better to talk region wise, because region to region the traditions are different in India, and that is why the dress called as sari is also peculiar in these region. So in West India, I will start the West India usually for the this purpose. If I discuss in the context of sari, I will take West India as Gujarat, Rajasthan, Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh and Western Madhya Pradesh. And you all know also that sari is not traditionally worn in few states like Punjab, Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh. So there is not very much specific, you can say you can find saris of those regions. Some of their towns, some of their towns have producing units, or they are manufacturing saris, and these are being sold elsewhere. For example, Srinagar or Kashmiri embroidery is very famous on silk and crepe saris, and these are widely used and widely accepted and widely loved. So though people do not wear sari in those regions, but definitely they prepare or manufacture sari. So, in western region, the dominant characteristics of the traditional saris and odhnis of all the communities, as with all the western region, is determined by dyeing rather than weaving techniques. So, dyeing is more prominent in these region rather than weaving, though dyed fabrics are woven in fiber is woven in a particular style to give it a very different and unique look, and you will come to know about that also. There are three basic techniques which are being followed. These are tie and dye, block printing and ikat, and which culminates in the multicolored Patola sari, and that is famous in Patola sarees are very famous and very costly, and these are manufactured in Patan, a place in Gujarat. Western region also witnesses extensive embroidery in sarees because of extensive embroidery traditions. It also even embroidery also emphasize on color, usually mixing many bright hues together with metallic thread, that is known as Sari, and often included many sparkling embellishments such as tinsels, sequins and mirrors, and you will find in saris which are manufactured in Gujarat and Rajasthan decorated with sequins and mirrors. Region's expertise in color has deep roots due to Indus Valley tradition, civilization, and due to Indus Valley civilization, cotton was grown in this area as well as due to this dyeing technologies. Though I will not focus much on printed sari, but just to give an idea about what is block print sari, you know much about block printing. In my previous lectures I discussed this block printing, and block print saris are also very much in demand, though very costly if these are hand block print. So, it's we cannot say when it started, but the evidence is found in Ajanta. Late 5th century murals at Ajanta showing textiles containing small repeat motifs suggest the origin of this work may be. So, it could be prior to this the regarding block prints. Saris are created throughout India over the past few centuries by using this technique. It is not only located in western region, in south, in east, everywhere you will find block print saris. Western region remained the primary area of the production of block print sari. Now this tradition is fading away due to mechanization of the industry. Mechanized block printing units are there, so hand block prints are gradually these are closing down. Today saris make up only a small percentage of India block printed textile industry. So, to highest concentration of block print activity center around are Sanganer, Bagru, Jaipur in Rajasthan, and Farrukhabad, Fatehpur and Allahabad in UP, with smaller units in again a few in Rajasthan like in Barmed, Pali and Kota, and in Gujarat, Anjar, Disa and Dhamdaka and Ahmedabad also. As well as these block print units are also found in Delhi, Haryana, Srinagar and JK, Jammu and Kashmir, sorry. So, Haryana, Jammu and Kashmir, these are the areas where saris are not very much prevalent, but still block print saris are manufactured in these areas also. Few units are there. Next is Bandhani. Again it is a dyeing technique and it is unique technique. I discussed this also with you in my previous lecture. It is tie and dyeing. So, the whole sari is dyeing in a very peculiar way to give a very designer look to the sari, maybe a very intricate design on pallu, and similar design on the body. So, sari is created by dyeing fabric in such a manner that many small resist dyed spots produce elaborate patterns over the fabric. Variety is available in two contrasting colors with borders, end pieces and one or more large central medallion called a pomcha or padma, lotus flower. These days you can find more than two colors also, and red and black is the most common color combination, but other pairs of colors are also found. For example, Panetar sari is a Gujarati Hindu sari of satin weave and gaji silk with red borders, center medallions and white body, which may contain regularly spaced red tie-dyed spots. Then single color saris and ornis with white spots are also common. Garchola is the best example of Gujarati sari, which is tie and dyed as well as you can say specific weave is also there. It is usually red but occasionally green and is divided into a network of squares created by rows of white tie and dye spots or woven bands of zari. So, the Ghatchola is a sari where you can find the woven zari. Even in few tie and dyed saris you can find very intricate woven border. So, according to fashion these techniques are also being modified. The Ghatchola is a traditional Hindu and Jain wedding sari which used to be made of cotton but is now usually in silk, and these are very costly because of the tying techniques. The number of squares in the sari is usually significant multiples of 9, 12 or 52. These are few examples of tie and dye saris. The green one is Ghatchola. You can say can see the squares of zari. The pink and maroon sari is typical example of tie and dye sari, and extreme right you can find an orange sari, and it is known as lehariya, a specific tying technique through which we can create lehariya design and a zari border which is attached later on. The next comes Patola sari. Patola is the most time consuming sari in terms of weaving. An elaborate sari created by the western region is the Patole, plural of Patola, specifically in Patan of Gujarat. It contains intricate 5-color designs, resist dyed into both warp and weft threads before weaving. The specificity of this sari is the fabric is not dyed. The warp and weft yarns are dyed in a way, they are tied and then dyed, and usually minimum 5 colored yarns are used to give a very good design. Double ikat Patola sari is a rare and expensive investment once worn by royalty and aristocracy. Cheaper alternative is silk ikat sari developed in Rajkot that creates Patola and other geometric designs in the weft threads only. So, it depends on which thread it will be, the design will be given. So, Patola usually the weft threads are being dyed to give a design. You can see the Patola design, it is the design created by the weaving after using the tie and dyed yarns. Velvet Patola styles are also prevalent these days, which are made in Surat in Gujarat. Patola weaving is closely guarded family tradition. There are 3 families left in Patan that weave these highly priced double ikat sari. It can take 6 months to 1 year to make one sari. To create a Patola sari, both the warp and weft threads are wrapped and resist the dye according to the desired pattern of the final woven fabric. This tying is repeated for each color that is to be included in the finished cloth. The technique of dyeing both the warp and weft before weaving is called double ikat. When only one warp is being dyed or weft is being dyed, then it is ikat, and when both the yarns are dyed, warp and weft, then it is known as double ikat. The bundles of thread are strategically knotted before dyeing. Patola sarees for Patan are renowned for her colorful diversity and geometrical style. You can see the weaving of Patola sari. You can see the warp yarns dyed and in different colors, and the other yarn is white. Again, it is you can see the looms through which these Patola sarees are being woven by the. These are hand woven sarees. Silk Patola sarees. Patola sarees from Patan are renowned for her colorful diversity and geometrical style. You can see the color, so many bright colors are being used, and the design is also very intricate. The next important sari, and which is also extincting now, is Gujarat brocade sari. Banaras brocade is quite common and famous. Gujarat brocade sarees are also there, but due to the cost and time, manufacturing is declining nowadays. The main weaving center for these sarees were Ahmedabad, Surat, Bharuch, Patan and Vadodara. All these have their different specific styles. These sarees are the true instance of sheen and affluent cultural heritage of India. These are lustrous, glossy, bright colored and dynamic, classy traditional sarees. And it was really very difficult to find the example of Gujarati brocade sari even on internet. So we can say the manufacturing is fading away quite fast. Gujarati brocade sarees are interwoven with rich traditional and advanced design. These are extremely expensive and virtually extinct. The main distinguishing characteristics of the Gujarati brocade sarees are booties, circular design, woven into the field in the warp direction instead of the weft, resulting in their lying horizontally instead of vertically on the sari when spread. Floral designs woven in colored silk against golden woven zari, that is the ground fabric. Although such inlay work is a common feature in many western Deccan silks, the Gujarati work usually has leaves, flowers and stems outlined by fine dark lines. Then beautiful floral borders, zari or and assorted geometrical motifs of the historical structures are finely woven with zari on silk surface. Colors like red, yellow, blue, green, orange, brown in various shades and tones mixed in blazing gold and silver make brocades very expensive. Next is Paithani sari, which is quite similar to Gujarati brocade. This name is given after a village near Aurangabad in Maharashtra, now also woven in towns of Yola. These sarees used an enormous amount of labor, skill and sheer expanse of material in their creation. You can see the Paithani sari, the design is also horizontal instead of vertical. Distinctive motifs such as parrots, trees and plants are woven into the sari. The shades vary from vivid magenta, peacock greens and purples. In the pallu, the base is in gold and the pattern is done in silk, giving the whole sari an embossed look. This is again the example of Paithani sari, and you can find a very typical pallu style in these sarees, very heavy golden and silver zari, and motifs are usually flowers, leaves peacocks, birds, etc. Very rich. Similarly, Gadwal sarees. These are made in cotton, usually in a style influenced by the Banarsi weaves. Ground of the sari is cotton and there is a loosely attached silk border to it, and it is tried to give a heavy look to the sari by making the pallu very heavy, gold or in silver. Copper or gold dipped zari is generally used in these sarees, you can see. Motifs of the peacock and the rudraksh are very popular. Traditional colors of these sarees are earth shades of browns, greys, off-whites. However, these days brighter shades have been introduced for the North Indian buyers. Otherwise, originally the base is of white or off-white or grey. And these are the again Gadwal sari. Sometimes one yarn of silk is also mixed to give it a richer look. Now come to the sarees of East India. Eastern region, actually it covers the lower reaches of Ganga plain and delta, consists of eastern states of West Bengal, Bihar and eastern Uttar Pradesh, as well as nations of Bangladesh. It also includes, we can include Assam and northeastern states also in it, but otherwise northeastern states have very different and unique kind of method of preparing sari, as well as they are having a very different style of draping the sari also. So, I will discuss that separately. Although the region was ruled by different emperors, saris rather than cut and stitched garments always dominated women's clothing. So, sari in a way never went out of fashion. India's three major natural fibers, cotton, wild silk and mulberry silk, have traditionally been cultivated and woven here. Emphasis has always been on texture rather than on color here. Texture is obtained through supplementary weft and warp weaving, with the supplementary threads woven either contrasting or complementing the color of the ground. This is a Baluchari sari. I will discuss Baluchari sari in this later on. Weaving techniques are varied, including several types of figures and inlaid work created through supplementary warp and discontinuous supplementary weft weaving. Interlocked weft weaving in sari borders, and third, twill as well as plain weaves are prevalent. Many traditional saris display simple palettes based on the natural colors of the fibers used. Wild silks were rarely dyed and unbleached, undyed cottons were preferred. Then there are different types of saris in this region. Very famous is Bengali Deshi muslin. Muslin is a very fine cloth, cotton, and Bengal has been famous for its fine transparent muslin cloth. The everyday muslins worn by Bengali women, often called Deshi muslins, were usually heavier and more opaque. In present days, many handloom weavers are producing semi-transparent Deshi saris with relatively high thread counts, because mill-made saris have taken over most of the market for cheap and cheaper material, and these are heavier and these are suitable for daily wear also. The saris are woven in Shantipur and Dhaniyakalli, West Bengal, and in Patna, Tangail, Demra, Bajipur and Dhaka in Bangladesh. Muslims called as Julaha and Hindu Tantis are traditional weavers of these types of saris. It is Bengali muslin sari. Now, types of Deshi muslin art. There are three types: plain woven fabrics with warp and or weft stripes created by yarn dyed fibers, with decorative contrasting borders woven with supplementary warp threads, usually of silk. More complex type incorporating both of the fibers, often woven in twill as well as in plain weaves. So, these are the three different types of muslin saris. Now, next are Tangail sari, and all of us are familiar with this Tangail sari because these are very much popular and people love to buy these due to the price as well as design, and the fabric is also very comfortable during summers. Bengal is also famed for Taj sari that are made of good cotton and are widely known for the designs and ethnicity. Next is Tangail Jamdani, which is a bit costlier, and it is usually done on silk. It has good demand in all over the country and are also made in silk, including the wild silk called tussar instead of cotton. You can see the Tangail sari, the weaving, how beautifully done on this. Next is Garad sari. The women of Bengal often wear Garad saris in pujas. According to the historical evidences, in the past, the local Raja of Bengal would be ritually draped in this sari during a pivotal part of the festival. Garad sari may be created from either mulberry or tussar, as the term Garad meaning white refers to undyed rather than just white silk. You can see the Garad sari, white and golden flowers on it. And the Garad sari is usually in red due to its importance in puja. Then next is Dhaka muslins, though by name you can say that these saris are manufactured in Bangladesh, but in our country also these specific saris are being manufactured. These are finest of all Bengali muslin. Very finest have not been made since the late 18th century following the decline of Mughal Empire. Actually, Mughal Empire always inspired by different designs, the weavers and the manufacturer of this kind of fabric and dress. These muslins have poetic names that were also given to the finer silk and brocades of the period, like Abravan, floating water, Baftbana, woven air, Shabnam, evening dew, and Malmal Khas, king's muslin, which was believed to have been finest, all of which refer of the transparency of the fabric, whether we talk about air or water or dew, it denotes the transparency of the fabric. This is an example of Dhaka muslin. There are very different designs. Next is Jamdani muslins. Most expensive and exclusive Dhaka muslins were those that have distinctive style of discontinuous supplementary weft work woven into the fabric. Jamdani weaving required two weavers sitting together side by side at a simple handloom who add every discontinuous supplementary weft motif separately by hand using individual spools of thread called tills. So, usually you will find two weavers opposite to each other, but here two weavers sit side by side to add additional motif to the sari. No separate warp lifting mechanism is required. These are Jamdani muslins decorated with floral motifs woven in discontinuous supplementary weft cotton or occasionally silk or synthetic fiber, providing an opaque patterning against a transparent ground. Woven in villages known as Dhatrigram and Samudragrad, Sethia, Phulia and Shantipur. Shantipurs have black or dark blue bodies with bright booty. Today the Tengail Jamdani has developed a style of its own with a distinctly modernist Hindu aesthetics and is now acquiring the vibrant colors of southern India and bold animal designs of Andhra Pradesh. Many are woven in silk as it is easier and faster. Next, there are different categories in Jamdani sarees. First is natural colored unbleached cotton grounds with bleached cotton supplementary work. So, in a way it is white and off-white combination. Pastel colored grounds and white supplementary work. Then third category is dark colored ground with white supplementary threads. Then fourth is any of the above with colored threads. Then fifth is any of the above combinations and with zari supplementary threads as part of the mix. Then dark grounds with only zaris supplementary work. So, you can find a range in Jamdani sarees where you can find pastel colors only off white and white, then off white and white with color threads and off white and white, or pastel colors with only zaris. So, there are 6 different categories of Jamdani sarees. Next comes the Baluchari silk saree. Baluchari silk saree is very specific in its own way because it contains the stories from epics like Ramayana or Mahabharata. Apart from these sarees, Bengal artisans are adept in creating traditional Baluchari silk sarees that are hugely popular and sought after among the women in entire countries. And Baluchari dupatta, sari, fabric and material are widely available and liked by the people of India. Baluchari silk saree has a history of textile in Bengal. Baluchari came much after muslin. 200 years ago, Baluchari was used to be practiced in small village called Baluchar in Murshidabad district of Bengal, from where it got the name Baluchari. In the 18th century, Murshid Kuli Khan, Nawab of Bengal, patronized the rich weaving tradition and brought this craft of making this saree from Dhaka to the Baluchar village in Murshidabad and encouraged the industry to flourish. After flood of the Ganga river and the subsequent submerging of the village, the industry moved to Bishnupur in Bankura district of Bengal.
With this note, I feel, ma'am, because we have very less time left over here, we would continue this lecture further in our future lectures, and we would be discussing more on this very topic. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so very much for giving us detailed information about the various sarees. Though we have studied about the various sarees, we know about various sarees, but still today we discussed about, defined about the various saris with their particular names. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so very much for being the part of the EduSec lecture.